Hey, woo! Hey, I'm Taychan Smiley, and today I'm going to be doing a book review of the novel Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King and Owen King, and this is for the DeFranco book club. And I will just quickly add, I cannot edit this video because I am in San Diego, America right now for my husband's wedding because he's American, and I cannot edit my videos at all when I'm not in Australia where my computer is, so gotta keep an eye on the time. Basically, this book is about what if all the women in the world suddenly just fell asleep and they had this weird cocoon webbing stuff all over their faces, and yeah, they just wouldn't wake up. What would the world do? And basically, they wouldn't handle it very well. It's an understatement. But easily one of the strengths of this book is how real everything feels. I mean, it's so realistic. I mean, it's a horror fantasy novel, but the amount of detail it goes into, you could see this is how it would play out in real life. And like, for example, you know, it starts in my country of Australia, and the world doesn't really like take it seriously at first because they think it's only hitting like older women and stuff like that. And then it has it, you know, starts to permeate America. People are freaking out more, they're taking it seriously, not everybody's seen the news, so not everybody is aware of what's going on, and like how the news handles it and everything is horrendous, and just like, it's so well thought out, it's so believable, and that's easily one of its biggest strengths. What else is, this book is really, like heavy on gender politics, which is really fascinating sometimes. I mean, particularly because obviously it's two men writing this book, so they would have done a lot of research and really tried to understand how this all works, you know, and I think they did it so well. I mean, like, you have an array of, like, it goes on, like, some of the really horrible, like, sexist characters, but then there's everyday sexism, like, I mean, for example, you know, there is, like, for, like, one of the really scummy characters. He's horrible, but, he's, like, one of the guards at this women's prison, and he's done horrible things to these women, disgusting, despicable things, but he rationalizes it in his head. He thinks he's the victim, you know, and it's so horrible, I mean, and just the way he, reasons it and everything, I mean, I think part of what really hit home for that as well is, again, like, you can kind of see there would be guys who kind of think like this as well, like, which is really scary. Adds a bit to the horror aspect, I think. But, yeah, it just, disgusted me. But then there's everyday sexism, too. It's like, for example, there's one guy in a supermarket, he's just a one-off guy, and he makes a joke, not even a joke, he's just kind of like, oh well, like, this is when it's all going down and everybody's freaking out. He's like, well, I guess the streets will be safer because the women won't be driving. You know, like, stuff like that. Like, it's horrible. And but it's like, that's what's so believable, is like stuff like that goes on, and it's as aggravating as But yeah, so the realism is definitely one of the biggest strengths of this book. One of the, if I could say there was any part of it that I was kind of about, basically some parts are maybe a bit too detailed, a bit too thorough. Mainly there was a subplot with a husband and wife, two of the main characters. And the wife thinks that the husband's been unfaithful, and we kind of know as the reader that he hasn't been, so we're kind of wondering, okay, how's this going to end? But the journey we took to get finally to that final scene where all was revealed and it made sense felt too long to me. I was a bit impatient. I just wanted to, I don't really care for her, you know, her worrying and thinking that, oh, you know, I don't know. I just wasn't into it. I don't know. Anyway, and also, of course, in this book, one of the great things about it is that you end up thinking about yourself and how you would react in this situation. I mean, if I was falling asleep, what would I do? I also think about it from my husband's perspective. What would he be doing, and what would he be thinking, and how would he, you know, how would every male in my life be affected by the women falling asleep? And just like, it makes you think. It really makes you think. Oh, okay, I gotta go. Alright. Hooroo. Take care.